Now at 6, a charge filed following a statewide Amber Alert in Jasper County, Missouri. We'll have the latest. Plus, we'll check out a research colloquium at Pitt State to learn about different topics. And one of the most successful girls basketball coaches in Missouri resigns.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A man is now charged after a Missouri statewide Amber Alert Saturday evening. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. 23-year-old Matthew Honeycutt of Neosho is charged with felony kidnapping. Authorities are holding him in the Jasper County Jail. Bond set at $250,000, cash only. The Amber Alert was issued for a 7-year-old Sarcoxy area girl. According to court filings, Honeycutt and the mothers had the mother's permission to drive her car from her address with the child. The destination was 10 minutes away to pick up a dog in Sarcoxy and then to drive straight back. He was gone 6 hours with the girl. The girl was found safe at I-44 exit 4. She is currently in state custody. We're learning more about a Saturday morning gunshot incident on Joplin Avenue. 28-year-old Christopher Carter now faces charges of 4th-degree assault and unlawful use and possession of a weapon. Court documents also say he has a history of crimes involving weapons. Joplin police believe Carter was denied entry into Club XO. They say a patron saw him walking to a car parked nearby. The patron said Carter then opened a car door, got an AR-15 pistol. Authorities say that was when the patron feared for the safety of himself and the public and grabbed Carter. The gun was fired during the struggle. No one was hit by the stray bullet. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is seeking the resignations of 4 county officials after a newspaper's audio recording apparently captured some of them discussing a proposal to kill 2 newspaper reporters. A portion of the recording was released by the paper. A reporter said he wanted to prove McCurtain County, Oklahoma officials were holding secret meetings, so he left his recording device behind. The recording apparently captures the sheriff and other county officials discussing killing the reporter and his son, who is also a reporter. It also appears to capture one of the 4 making racist comments about black people.
I was expecting it, chitter chatter stuff about county business and stuff, and that's how it started. And then it got down to the extremely serious stuff.
When you get officials talking about burnt people and hanging people and digging holes and all that kind of stuff, it is what it is. It's hate.
That's your protector, who is the sheriff of our county, who should be protecting folks and caring about human lives.
The audio recording has been handed over to the FBI. The Sheriff's Department released a statement claiming the recording was obtained illegally and that it might have been altered. The 84-year-old man accused of shooting a black teen who mistakenly went to the wrong house in Kansas City, Missouri last week turned himself in to authorities this afternoon. Earlier, the mother of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl spoke to CBS News, and the honor student's classmates made a huge public showing of their support. Adriana Diaz reports from Kansas City.
Chanting, "We love you, Ralph," students walked around Staley High School in Kansas City, Missouri Tuesday in a show of support for junior Ralph Yarl. His family says he was shot twice last week after going to the wrong address. He went to Northeast 115th Street instead of Northeast 115th Terrace, 1 block away, to pick up his younger siblings from a friend's house.
It was about 9:45. I'm like, "Ralph, can you please pick up your brothers for me?" Being the kid he said okay.
Yarl's mother, Cleo Nagby, told CBS Mornings her son, who was shot above the eye and in the arm, is continuing to receive medical care at home.
Physically, mornings are hard, but his spirits are in a good place.
The man accused of shooting him, 84-year-old Andrew Lester, is facing 2 felony charges: armed criminal action and 1st-degree assault. According to the probable cause statement, Lester told police he thought someone was breaking into his house.
I can tell you there was a racial component to the case.
Yarl is an honor student and all-state band member.
No teenager is a perfect teenager, but I'll tell you what Ralph and I will argue about. Ralph and I will argue about Ralph, can you put the sheet music down and do your English homework? Mom, I don't want to do my English homework because it's boring. That's what we argue about.
His mother says Yale University has asked Jarl to apply to their school twice. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Kansas City, Missouri.
The family and its attorneys are meeting today with prosecutors to find out why Lester wasn't charged with attempted murder. The shooting has sparked protests, and the house where the incident happened has been vandalized. Another warm, windy day out there. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we bounced all the way up into the mid-80s during the afternoon. It's one of our warmest days we have seen so far in 2023. We did have some scattered showers out there earlier today. These have lifted off toward the north and to the east, and this is due to a warm front that pushed through, and that's why the winds have picked up and our temperatures warmed up so much this afternoon. Still, we're into the lower 80s. You have mid 80s once you get out across central and western parts of Kansas. 79 Neosho, 81 in Nevada, Miami at 81, Pittsburgh is sitting at 79 degrees. It is windy. We have those southerly winds at about 10 to 20. In fact, these are going to stay kind of strong tonight and even pick up a little bit more as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. But for the evening, if you want to get out, we drop back through the 70s into lower 60s. We are tracking our next storm system. We'll talk about that here in a bit.
See you soon. Transgender girls and women would no longer be allowed to play on the same team as other girls and women under a bill passed in Missouri's Republican-led House. Lawmakers voted 104 to 46 to send the measure to the GOP-led Senate, which passed similar legislation earlier this year. The ban would apply to student athletes in 6th grade through college. It includes teams at private schools. Public K through 12 schools and colleges would lose state funding for allowing transgender girls to play sports with other girls. Still ahead, a Pitt State research colloquium exploring a wide range of topics. Plus, Pitt State hosts a signing day, but not in sports. Some Pitt State students shared presentations about their semester-long research projects. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke to a few students about their findings.
Pittsburgh State University held its annual research colloquium, where students present their research findings. One group of researchers presented a 6-week peer fitness course for people with disabilities.
We create different activities and interventions to do with them that just focuses on physical activity and just getting them active and moving.
Well, I think that there's oftentimes a lot less opportunities for individuals with disabilities to get the opportunity to work out and be fit, and so I think that us giving them opportunities is super awesome and really important.
Zoe and Maddie has been working with individuals with disabilities since last semester, learning as they go through trials and errors with the fitness program.
And then at the end of the 6 weeks, we will do the assessment again just to see if there's a change between the beginning assessment and then currently. From week 1, we can kind of see what works and what doesn't, and that way we can adapt for the later weeks of what we think would be most beneficial.
The judges, made up of PSU faculty members, looked over the students' research and graded presentations. Zoe and Maddie weren't fazed by the judges, though. They were excited to share their passion.
I want to work with kids with different disabilities. I really like the mental health side of things, and so getting groups together with different disabilities, but more youth than necessarily like adults.
Working with individuals with disabilities is something I enjoy doing, and it's something I'm looking forward to do in the future.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
There were 68 poster presentations, 25 oral presentations, 17 virtual presentations. It was signing day at Pitt State, but not for athletes. Today was all about students in the electrical program. 9 students signed with companies for full-time employment and 3 signed internships. Industry representatives were there to celebrate. Officials say it's important that these students get the recognition they deserve.
It gives us an opportunity to promote the companies that they're going to work for. Our students, they'll bring their families in, and it's just a fun environment, and I'm really looking forward to today's event.
That event was held in the rotunda of Pitt State's Kansas Technology Center. A retired professional baseball player is honoring local veterans with a parade and hunt. Fort Scott native Adam LaRoche is hosting the week-long hunt for veterans at his E3 Ranch. The hunt kicked off today with a parade through Fort Scott, showing support for the veterans. A little bit later, an interleague softball matchup in southeast Kansas highlights between Pittsburgh and Columbus.
Plus, temperatures are going to stay up there over the next couple days. We're going to be talking about that coming up next. Well, it turned out to be a great Tuesday for us today. It was warm, it was windy. We shot into the mid-80s for afternoon highs. Plenty of sunshine across the region. We still have the sunshine. Nice shot. That's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, the allergies, a little bit of an issue. They are up there. Until we get a heavy, widespread rain, we aren't going to see these allergies come down much. But today, 10.8 out of 12, 11.3 out of 12 tomorrow. So, of course, on the high side, and those are going to stay high. So if you are an allergy sufferer, you're going to be suffering. All right, Carthage sitting at 80. We have 78 in Cassville, Nevada 81, Miami 81, Pittsburgh 79, Independence 81, Chanute is sitting at 82. We can go outside, and we are sitting at 81 still at the airport. South winds at 24, and of course the gusts have been a little bit higher than that. Southerly winds increasing ahead of our next storm system. So look at this. We have south winds now at about sustained 20 to 25, and then gusts have increased to near 30, a little bit higher than 30 miles per hour. And these are going to continue to go up as we go through the overnight hours tonight. By morning, winds are going to be gusting near 40, and they kind of sit there all day long. Winds gusting 40, maybe upwards of 42. They increase even a little bit higher as we get into tomorrow night. Then our cold front slides in on Thursday, and the winds will start to calm down a little bit behind it. Through the evening, if you want to get out, we slide back through the 70s, 60s, eventually lower 60s later on tonight. But we did start the day with showers. Those are gone. We had a warm front that was lifting through. So these are across central Missouri now. Here's our next storm system building out across the northern parts of the Rockies, which will start to affect us late tomorrow night. So let's go through time. Lower 60s tonight, so not bad. It's going to be fairly comfortable. A lot of mid and upper level clouds tomorrow. Lower 70s by noon. And then once we get into the afternoon, I'm going to stop here at 4:30 in the afternoon. Most of us mid to upper 70s. A little bit cooler than what we saw today just due to the cloud cover, but still very windy. All right, tomorrow night we're going to be tracking thunderstorms to our north, most likely severe. Once they get in, they'll start the weekend. We may get some stronger ones, maybe a couple severe ones in our far northern counties, but this is very late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. So here's 8 a.m. Thursday morning. So we start the day with morning thunderstorms, and then we break out, get a little bit of the sunshine, high temps right around 70. So the cold air is going to lag behind this just a little bit, but we are going to cool down quite a bit as we head into the weekend. 7 a.m. 65, 69 by 11, well into the 70s, 5 p.m. 76. I think most of us are going to be upper 70s to near 80 degrees. All right, 78 tomorrow, a lot of clouds, warm and windy. Scattered thunderstorms late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. On Friday, we could get a random shower, but mainly just cloudy skies. But look at the overnight lows, 36 by Saturday morning, 32 by Sunday morning. Highs over the weekend. It's going to be a nice weekend. It's just going to be chilly with highs only into the 50s. Thunderstorm chances returning once again for us next week.
Really hoping those weekend lows don't get low enough to damage those tender young plants.
We don't want that.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Columbus softball hits the field against Pittsburgh, aiming for their 7th straight win. And Carl Junction's Brad Shorter resigns after 9 seasons, leading the school's girls basketball program. Jacob Leonard has details up next.
Well, one of the most successful girls basketball coaches in the state of Missouri resigns today. Carl Junction's Brad Shorter announces he's leaving the program after 9 years as head coach. Now, in those 9 years, no doubt, Carl Junction has been one of the best programs in the state. They've made 4 trips to the Final Four in the last 7 years, finishing as state runner-up twice. And they're coming off arguably their best season in program history. Last season, Carl Junction was 30-2 overall, setting a new program record for wins, claiming their 8th consecutive district title. Now here's Shorter on why now is the right time for him to move on.
The timing is right, just with my daughter graduating, and just it's surreal. It's been a a great opportunity to be able to coach here at Carl Junction, and with Hallie graduating and my son coming up into high school gives me the opportunity to kind of watch him grow like I've been able to do with my daughter, and so just felt like the timeline was right now.
The Missouri Southern Lions are tied for first place in the MIAA baseball standings. The Lions are 21-6 in conference play and 33-10 overall. They have 6 MIAA games to go, but first, Southern has one more non-conference game today at home against Washburn. Missouri Southern on a 5-game winning streak entering the day against the Ichabods tonight. The Lions lead that one 17-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chayton Beck is 2 for 4 in the game with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. The Pittsburg State Gorillas also on the field for some non-conference action tonight on the road against Missouri S&T. That one is final. The Gorillas roll big 14-3. Big game for Austin Warkins. He goes 2 for 3 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Next up for Pittsburg State, a 3-game series against Newman beginning on Friday. We have a big interleague softball matchup tonight in southeast Kansas with the Columbus Titans hosting the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. Now, Pittsburgh is 6-2 to start the season, while Columbus is 8-1. The Titans try to push their winning streak to 7 games tonight against the Purple Dragons. Columbus off to a fast start in this one. Aubrey Saporito fights it off through the right side. Katie Simpson scores to give the Titans the first run of the game. Later in the inning, 2 on for Gracie Major. She drills it high and deep to right center, clears the fence for the 3-run jack. Titans up 4-0 and still no outs. Columbus bats all the way around the order. Major up again, and she comes through with the bases loaded, drops it in the grass to score 2. Titans go up 9-0 after 1. The second inning, more from Columbus. This time it's Katie Simpson. Hammers it all the way to the fence. That scores Jalen Rodriguez. It's 10-0 Titans going to the third. But in the third, here comes Pittsburgh. Maddie Burdick rips one through the left side. Run scores for the Purple Dragons, and they're on the board. Burdick into second safely. Next batter, Callie Terry. Comes through for Pittsburgh, hammers it to right center. Burdick comes home. Terry in for the double. Pittsburgh gets 2 back in the third inning, but Columbus finishes this one off in 5. Titans win their 7th straight, beating Pittsburgh 12-2. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Spiva Center for the Arts is hosting a poetry contest based on photographs on exhibit. Plus, federal health officials testify on Capitol Hill about the origins of COVID-19. And another round of testimony, this time the director of the ATF discusses gun violence. Those stories and a lot more, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Yes, it has been unusually warm. That's going to change before the week is out.
Yeah, still tomorrow's going to be warm and windy, pushing 80 during the afternoon. Some thunderstorms late tomorrow night into Thursday, and then gradually getting colder as we head into the weekend.
Final sports note.
The Kansas City Chiefs have a new quarterback, Blaine Gabbert. I do believe Mahomes is safe as the starter, but Blaine Gabbert will be there to back him up.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with more video of that Veterans Parade in Fort Scott, Kansas. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.